Who is buying the dip in Bitcoin? El Salvador, apparently. El Salvador President Nayib Bukele tweeting, "We just bought the dip, 150 new coins. El Salvador now holds 700 coins, hashtag Bitcoin." This after demonstrators have been marching against El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender against President Nayib Bukele and have set fire to a Bitcoin ATM. Joining us now to discuss is Adriana Rodriguez, co-founder of Bitcoin education group Bitcoin Nation in El Salvador. Welcome to the show, Adriana. Great to have you on. So we see that Bitcoin's price has been pledging, and I wonder what effect has that been happening on Bitcoin adoption as legal tender in El Salvador?
Well, that's a good question. But first of all, it didn't plunge. Like everyone knows it is a volatile market, especially when it's still a very new system that is actually evolving exponentially, right? So, but if you look at the historical data, Bitcoin is thriving, not plunging, right? So, and the adoption is coming along slowly but surely. Everyone in the country understands that there will be growing pains, especially when you are implementing and actually innovating system, that improves upon the financial stability or lack thereof of El Salvador, right? So, yeah.
So someone like a merchant who is using Bitcoin for payments, though, just to accept payments for everyday items like milk, like bread, and they see the price of Bitcoin become very volatile. I mean, does that hard to do commerce?
No, the government has created, I don't know if I imagine the whole world is aware, wallet that's called Chivo wallet, right? So this is backed up by the government bank. The government has created a trust fund to back this up, right? So people can start using Bitcoin, receiving Bitcoin, and if they want, they can keep it in Bitcoin or they can receive it in dollar, right, directly in the same app. So this is why, like, the reason why has been done is like to teach the people, like little by little, like the importance about crypto. Because I know there's a lot of sellers out there, but they do have the options to take this in dollar tender as well.
Oh, and don't assume that we know how the experience is with the Chivo wallet. Many people actually in the world don't know. So we would love to hear you explain so people have a choice to decide between whether or not they want to take a risk and keep Bitcoin or receive dollars directly so that they don't have to be concerned about the volatility.
Yeah, like basically we're banking the unbanked. Like 70% of the country didn't have like banking accounts, and right now, but everyone has a phone for sure, right? So right now, with the Chivo wallet has more than 1 million users that are using Chivo wallet, and this is like amazing because even the launch has been dropped like through the different smartphones models just to avoid the crashing, right? Because of course they're gonna be growing pains, as I mentioned before, right? So it's the first time that's happening that we're implementing this, and but having more than 1 million users in our Chivo wallet, El Salvador, it's amazing. It will be growing little by little. Yeah.
And Adriana, just one more question before we wrap up, but we are seeing protests on the ground in El Salvador. We did see a Bitcoin ATM get set on fire as a political demonstration. What is the underlying sentiment behind that? And is there concern that a lot of folks in El Salvador are against this law?
Yeah, well, the main cause of the September 15 massive protests mostly due to fear of the unknown, like the lack of Bitcoin understanding. And our mission in Bitcoin Nation is actually to educate, to help the country. This is a foundation that has been raised specifically to attack this. Because there's a lot of videos that you ask people, like, why you don't want Bitcoin? Like, what's your thought on it? And they don't know. They are literally answering like they don't know, right? So this is our mission, to educate people how the crypto world works, and how we can implement a lot of stuff in blockchain as well.
And Adriana, just a yes or no, would you say that most people in El Salvador are for or against, or are for the Bitcoin law?
I think it's neutral. Like, of course, as I mentioned before, it's gonna be like there is a resistance to every change, right? There is resistance, and I think that part of being in a crypto community is to having the empathy of understanding that it will be taking a little bit of time, so people can actually understand what's Bitcoin about and the benefits of having Bitcoin as our legal tender. Like one of our main benefits right now that we're actually seeing is, we're having foreign direct investment from Bitcoin companies opening offices and operations in El Salvador. This is generating more jobs, and in order to take advantage of the tax incentives as well, like I mean, yeah. So people will start seeing this little by little as an effort. I mean, we're making the change, and this is why we want to help our population understand why Bitcoin is important. There were like 6K people on the march. So yeah.